Hello, my name is Maryam Sarwani and I'm 10 years old and I've been here in India since 45 days and I'm happy to go back to Bahrain. I came here for my surgery for my legs. It all started when I was 4 years old. I started limping and then I began to sit on a wheelchair. Then I stopped walking.
She was born as a very normal child. She was walking, she was running. But at the age of 4, her school realized that she couldn't walk like normally, like other children. She struggled with climbing up the stairs. We went to see a couple of doctors to just see what was wrong with her, and that's where her journey started of trying to find a diagnosis. We've seen so many different doctors all over the world, in the US and Saudi Arabia. Of course, we are from Bahrain. We've seen all the top doctors there. We even sent her reports to some of the top doctors in Australia. And we even went to the UK, to one of the top children's hospitals in the world. And unfortunately, none of them could actually diagnose what the real issue was. Me and my wife are first cousins, and so one of the suspects there was it could be a rare genetic neuromusculoskeletal disorder. So we did genetic testing, something called a whole exome testing as well as a whole genome testing. And unfortunately, even those results came negative. But we were lucky enough to meet Dr. Atul Bhaskar, who was visiting Bahrain from all the way from India. And we thought that we'd take an opinion. So we met with Dr. Atul, and he was the first, I would say, and the only doctor who actually, rather than focusing on the diagnosis, he wanted us to focus more on the treatment and specifically on the surgical side. 4 years ago, he gave us the advice to do some surgery for her. And of course, you know, as parents, when we heard the word surgery, we got scared and worried. It's not easy to make that kind of decision. But as Maryam's situation became progressively worse and worse, a couple of months ago, she had severe pain in her right hip. And when we did the x-rays, we found out that the ball came out of the socket, which is called subluxation, basically. It's kind of like a dislocation. And so that's where we realized that it's time to do something. It's time to fix this problem. She was in severe pain on a daily basis, taking painkillers, but there was no real solution for that except surgery. We flew down to Mumbai, first time ever in this country. The doctor was very helpful in getting us the medical visa as well. And the surgery went well. It was quite long surgery. It was about 7 to 8 hours.
We did the surgery and now my legs are straight and my hips are straight. Also my back, and I have to wear a brace for 6 months. And we're working on physio right now.
You know, since day one, we've been here in the HN Reliance Hospital, and we've been welcomed with doctors, and you know, everyone's been very, very professional and wonderful in their service with us. But even the post-surgery care, the ICU, and then the ward, the nurses, everyone took really good care of Maryam.
And the doctors were really helpful over here. Many doctors I've met, Dr. Atul, Dr. Rahul Varma, Dr. Amrit, Dr. Saili, Dr. Mega, a lot of doctors, Dr. Prastuti, Dr. Poonam, and I really appreciate these doctors, and I like the Reliance Hospital. It's really nice.
Dr. Atul, of course, was there every step of the way. I must say that he was accessible on WhatsApp, on calls, answering our messages in a very accessible way, which I found very, very unique. You know, doctors usually aren't that accessible, but he was, you know, very accessible, answering all our questions, visiting us, giving us the time and care. Because Maryam, after the surgery, she was in a cast and they had to remove the cast, and he helped us make prosthetics for her, like a hip, knee, and ankle brace, which he helped to make, and then we put that on her, and he helped us also with getting a wheelchair for her that's more specialized. So I must say that I'm very very impressed with overall with the Sir HN Reliance team and the faculty and the staff and the doctors and the nurses, and especially Dr. Atul, Bhaskar. I would highly recommend him to anyone who's going through a similar situation with pediatrics. And of course, the physio team, as they play a major role now, and we plan to extend our trip for about 2 weeks just to do some physio and rehab work with for Maryam so that she can fly back safely back home and continue, of course, her physiotherapy.
And I'm looking forward to walk and run, inshallah.